I know you just released a single called Home, which I really love, by the
Yeah.
way. And I bet a lot of people out there, your supporters, and people who will be tuning into this show, and everybody just worldwide, which I love because it's just out there, and you're not just gravitating to musicians, but just gravitating to an audience that is bigger than what you can even imagine. Talk about how that title and that whole concept of the song came about.
Home basically just talks about me. You know, me and the band just traveling and being that I travel the world and I play for all these different artists. Is nothing like coming back to the crib. So that's really what home tapped into. It just tapped into that word of my feelings and my emotions on. It's cool to have these different friends that's this high caliber of artists that I'm playing for and TV shows and all this stuff, but it's nothing like coming back to the crib. It's nothing like coming back home to the church,
Oh
to
yeah, oh
my
yeah,
day ones,
oh
to
yeah.
the normal life.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And I actually, since you said that, normal life, not a lot of people want to have a normal life because of where they are at in in their careers. And I wanted to ask, sometimes, when you do come back home, when I was listening to a daytime television talk show host say that, she was scared about when she was younger that she wouldn't be booked to do a lot of shows, and she was done with this girl group, and she was scared to come back home. But when she came back home, she knew that it was okay and that it wasn't a failure. And that's one thing that I'm even still learning right now is when I go into what I want to do, I don't want to go into it and then find out maybe I don't want this to happen, but let's just say if that were to happen, where I would be like, man, I have nothing else to do with what I have as a platform, whatever that might be. Uh, do you ever get discouraged? Well, actually, let me just say this: do you know people or have had somebody that you know of that came back home and they weren't really uh, as encouraged?
Honestly, like I feel like everybody goes through that. I don't think it's like a specific person. Of course, you come back home not thinking that you've achieved as much as you wanted to. I think that's normal. That's just a normal feeling. Like that's like the humbling side of you, not thinking that you've done so much. But when I do come home, it's like my friends like, yo, you was just out for 7 months. And I'm like, man, but I ain't work on no music. And they like, but you just opened up for one of the world's greatest artists, or you've done this or done that. So I think when you come home, I think the whole purpose of home is you coming back to somewhere comfortable. Like it's not really somewhere where I feel like I need to come back home to prove a point. Like I'm not coming back home to be like, yo, look what I've done. Like I'll come back home to relax. I come back home to chill. I come back home to be with my loved ones. Like nothing more, nothing less. Like that's just what it is.